Now, while the judges are finishing their intense deliberations, I'd like to give a big thanks to our awesome participating organisations. These are ARENA, Pacific Hydro, Origin, Powercore, Water Corporation, Territory Generation, Barron Water, CleanCo, Western Power, Labo, Metro Trains Melbourne, Lumia, Kawasaki Heavy Industries, Icon Water, and GHD, and thank them for their ongoing support. Now, I'd love to welcome two of our amazing participants to the stage, Pooja Modi from Origin Energy and Will Furness from ARENA, to have a short Q&A with the audience, with myself for the audience. Pooja and Will, thank you very much for joining me after your amazing pitches. I'm sure you're both feeling very proud of what you and your teams have accomplished. I'd love to hear from both of you. What has been the most important thing that you've developed from your time in the Smart Seeds program?
I'll jump in. So yeah, I think one of the key takeaways, Nick, for me was really this process is all about embracing the ambiguity and using that divergent thinking that we know is quite central to human-centered design. I think all of the teams can be quite proud of the solutions that they've come forward with today to quite challenging societal issues that we're going to be dealing with over the next 20 or 30 years. And I think for me, the temptation is often to choose a solution or a pathway that's quite familiar to myself. And so embracing ambiguity is definitely something that I'll look to take forward with me.
I don't know how to top that answer, actually. Having said that, I really enjoyed the Pitching Ideas Lab. I think the development of storytelling canvas and storyboarding, it was quite unique to the program. So it was high up there in what I'll take away.
Awesome. So Pooja, would that be a part of the experience that you think most would contribute to the way you work in future?
Yeah, certainly. The overall process, the framework, and just gaining the skills that would allow me to actually pitch ideas and influence change going forward within my organization, be that a small idea or a big idea. And
awesome, thank you. Will, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I think I definitely agree. I think this whole experience with interacting in quite a diverse team, but then bring it all together with a pitch at the end is quite an experience and great exposure, I think, for probably all of the participants within the call. I think one of the other things that I've really enjoyed as well about this program is working on challenges which are not part of our core work, and so for me that was working in the circular economy space, and that was kind of an area that I didn't really know too much about, if I'm perfectly honest with you, when we came into this challenge. But really over time we've been able to sort of dive deep into the research and understand that a little bit better. And I think that's definitely something that I'll be keeping in the back of my mind when we look to solutions moving forward.
Brilliant, that's really great to hear. Just another question before we wrap up. As a team, how did you find the way you supported each other and deal with all these disruptions?
I'll go first this time. So I love this question. I'm so proud of the team. We set up a WhatsApp group right at the start, and if a particular team member was unable to attend the meetings, then we would just brief them later, and that's how we dealt, with disruptions.
Awesome. Will, did you take a different approach?
Yeah, I think it's part of the world that we're in now, isn't it? It's something that we've all had to get used to over the last sort of 18 months or so is this quite disrupted environment that we're in. And I think it was quite interesting. It was almost my my source of news throughout the process, given that we've got Tanya's based over in Perth, Kasem's in Darwin, Tina's down in Melbourne. We're sort of all over Australia, and so as well as the typical weather update that you get when you jump on these calls, I think it was also interesting getting the lockdown updates as well across the country. But yeah, keeping up to date with different people's circumstances throughout these tough times has definitely been something that we've had to build into the way that we work with each other. I think that's definitely a key takeaway.
Yeah, awesome. That's really insightful stuff. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from each of you if you could pick one pitch that most impacted and resonated with you, and besides your own, because that might be a little bit of cheating, which team would you say?
Great question. I'll jump in first on this one. I feel slightly conflicted here, but I think the one that I'll pull out that kind of stuck out to me was Liquidify. The reason that I chose that one as like one that sparked my interest was because they've picked up on another really key macro trend that's happening, which is this trend of data and data management. And I think where we can find that intersection between data and future energy, I think that'll be a really interesting intersection moving forward.
And Pooja, did you have?
Well, I'm obviously biased towards ours. Having said that, sorry, apologies. I was saying I'm obviously biased towards the solution that we had to present. But having said that, I loved the solar Lego blocks idea as to how that can be pieced together and dismantled. Best of luck to you. But
Awesome.
it was quite
But no, it's been a pleasure to have both you, Will, and Pooja with me today. But I've just heard from my imaginary earpiece that we have the judges ready to come board to announce their amazing decisions. So teams, get ready. Alan, do we have a winner?